Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we are only going to be talking about Kylian Mbappé, because guess what? Everyone is only talking about Kylian Mbappé, and realistically at Real Madrid there isn't any other news. Now it's expected because for the last few weeks it's always been Mbappé, and it's always been Mbappé or no one, and that is how it's been going, and that's how it's going to go. So, are we surprised? No. Am I surprised? No. I'm just not surprised with what is going on in terms of the rumors with Kylian Mbappe and the non-rumors with other players. But of course, headlines has really happened now. The last time I talked about Mbappe about 2 days ago, Al Hilal put a bid of 300 million euros or 259 million pounds in to PSG for Kylian Mbappe. Now, of course, PSG, they want to sell Mbappe. They would obviously accept the offer, which they did. And then they granted Al Hilal permission to speak with Mbappe. Um, Obviously, to talk about wages and signing bonuses and basically just personal terms. But here is what has happened in the last day or so. Now here we have from Fabrizio Romano himself, Mr. Reliable, Mr. Reliable, source A. If you're talking about reliable sources, A is the most reliable. I don't think anyone tops Fabrizio Romano. But let's have a look at what he has to say. Mbappe doesn't want to negotiate with Al Hilal. PSG sources believe he already or he agreed a secret pre-deal with Real Madrid. PSG convinced Kylian only wants to sign for Madrid. Al Hilal agreed terms with Verratti as revealed talks on with PSG. So, what do we know? Basically, as I said, they opened, negotiations with Mbappe. They said, look, let's talk, let's negotiate on personal terms. And what Kylian Mbappe has done is said, look, I'm not going to negotiate because guess what? I'm not coming to the Saudi League, no matter how much you're offering me. So essentially, as of now, he has rejected Al Hilal, and he has not, negotiated, and he has basically said, "I'm not going to do so." Now, whether Al Hilal go back in with more money, let's see. I think they will, but as of now, there hasn't been a new contract proposal to Kylian Mbappe, and also as of now, Mbappe still hasn't negotiated with Al Hilal. So that is the big thing in this story. Because if Mbappe says, you know what, I'm not going to the Saudi League, that means that no matter how much Al Hilal put in to PSG, it does not matter because player power, but also the player has to say yes and sign the contract with the club that he's joining. Of course, that's how business works. And if he says, I'm not signing the contract with Al Hilal, there's legally nothing Al Hilal nor PSG can do. So, this is all on Kylian Mbappe and what he wants to do. I think that what Mbappe has done for the last 2 years has always been, trying to get a move to Real Madrid, but also trying to, get something from PSG. But because he's already, cut ties with PSG, PSG want him gone, and he doesn't want to go to Al Hilal, it does feel logical that his only destination next could be Real Madrid, and I agree, which is why PSG sources believe he already agreed a secret, quote secret deal with Real Madrid for next summer. Um, and they are also convinced that he only wants to sign for Real Madrid. I get that. I can understand where this is coming from, really. Um, but let's see what happens with Al Hilal. We have more on Kylian Mbappé. Here it is from David Ornstein, reported by 5 UK. David Ornstein. The common consensus is that one way or another, Kylian Mbappé will be heading to Real Madrid. He also said not just PSG, but all European clubs believe Mbappé has an agreement with Real Madrid. This is interesting here. This is very interesting because if Real Madrid, PSG, Al Hilal believe so, it's fine because these three clubs are part of the negotiations. But you're telling me that every club, in Europe, even if you're not a club that is going to try and sign Mbappe, believe that. Like, I don't know if they believe so because it's kind of a common sense thing. Like, of course, Real Madrid, are interested, and of course, Mbappe wants Real Madrid, and he's made it clear before. But it almost feels like that there's something behind the scenes that nobody knows about. Like, you have to question how and why do other clubs in Europe believe this way? Like, why do they believe in that way? Now, of course, they might believe in that way because it's pretty obvious, but for every, and I'm not saying a few big clubs, I'm saying all European clubs to believe this way, something strange. That's all I'm gonna say. It feels fishy. But let's move. In Kylian Mbappe's ideal world, he joins Real Madrid in 2024 for free and receives the signing on bonus. But maybe something could be structured for it to happen this summer. But it is a very complex matter. And lastly, it has become messy at PSG with the Mbappe situation, and it has been affecting what they can do in the market. So basically, PSG now have to sell Mbappe because it's affecting them to go out and do more deals. Okay, understandable. Look, we've known about basically all of these for a few weeks now, so we don't really have to go through more. But it's good to have the same kind of news coming out from more reliable journalists. Someone of David Ornstein to come out and clarify and confirm those news and rumors. But I mean, I'm so tired of this, man. I'm so tired of this. Like, I don't know what to say now. But basically, Mbappe doesn't want to negotiate with Al Hilal, and now the fingers is just pointing to Real Madrid as his next destination, which I think is obvious. But for all European clubs to believe that way, it must be very, very obvious. And when it is very, very obvious, hopefully it will lead to something. Again, I'm not trying to suggest that I really, really want Mbappe, and I'm not gonna keep bringing on what I think. But all I'm gonna say is, if you are a Real Madrid fan or you are an Mbappe fan that really wants him to join Real Madrid, then you know what? Your opinion, fair enough. And if Real Madrid sign Mbappe, I'm not gonna start boycotting and not support the club, because you don't do that kind of stuff unless you're a fake fan. I will still support this club. I will support Mbappe if he joins, of course. But we have to question why we're going back in for Mbappe. Yes, it's a good opportunity. If you can get him for free, or you can get him for a cheaper fee this summer, of course, he's probably valued at 300 million euros. Like, that's what Al Hilal offered for him. But I have to wonder and question, why are we giving this guy another opportunity to play for Real Madrid? And it's almost like, please Mbappe, please just, we're begging ya, please join this club. Like, why? Why are we doing that? But that's about it really on Mbappe. Let's see what happens, in the upcoming weeks again. We are at the back end of July, to be fair. Right now, it's the 28th when I'm recording, but it's just turned midnight. So it's the 27th when I'm recording for people in the UK. But yeah, Mbappe, what do we know? Rejected basically the Al Hilal bid, and speculation wise, everyone expects him to be going to Real Madrid. But let's see what happens, because firstly, Real Madrid have to go in and put the bid in, because if they don't, nothing's gonna happen. But again, now I think the power is with Real Madrid, because if they decide not to put a bid in and Mbappe stays, what's going to happen there? Is he gonna just stay but not sign a contract? Are PSG gonna let that happen? And are they not going to play him and put him on the bench? But that's not allowed. So then he can obviously take him to court, and then obviously he'll probably win the case because PSG are not legally allowed to do so. So then he'll win the case, and he might even leave as a free agent. Reports are suggesting. But if Real Madrid then choose to go in for an offer, what are they going to offer? What kind of fee? Because PSG obviously were quick, and they were hopeful that Al Hilal were going to get Mbappe, because that's 300 million euros, by the way. Real Madrid are not going to offer you 300 million euros. Like, no way. I don't think Real Madrid are going to offer 200. I think if Real Madrid come in, I said it before, I think you're looking at about 140 million euros and maybe add-ons. Like, I can't see Real Madrid going in with a huge starting bid, because I think for PSG, they want Al Hilal because they want the best bid possible. But if Mbappe says no to Al Hilal and he says yes to Real Madrid, PSG have to give in. They have to say, you know what, we really, really want the Al Hilal bid, but we have no choice now. We have to sell you to Real Madrid because it's the only club you want. And even though they're paying us, twice as less as Al Hilal, we have to, take the offer because it's the only club you're willing to go for. So it kind of goes, the power kind of goes with Mbappe right now. But I think Real Madrid, in terms of this negotiating table with PSG, with Al Hilal, are the strongest if they were to go in for bid or not. But let's see what happens. Mbappe, again, he has to decide whether he stays or he goes. I do think that he will, personally, say he will leave. And let's see if it's going to be Real Madrid. He's rejected Al Hilal, so it's probably going to be Real Madrid, but let's see what happens. But I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hope you guys, like I said, enjoyed today's video. Why did I repeat that? I don't know. But hit the like button if you did. Subscribe, turn the notifications on already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.